say some days you're gonna win. You say some days you're gonna lose. I tell you, I got news for you. You're losing all the time, you never win. No, if you believe that's how it's gonna be. You say some days you're gonna win. Get up, you take your up, you come down on the ground. You gotta save me now. You better turn around. And I looked around. I was heading down on somebody throw me down the line. This is some days you gotta give. This is some days you gotta take. If that's the way it's gotta be. Roll it over and you will see. The city streets are full of people going nowhere, making time. The change from night to day is really only out.
Good morning, my friends. 9:05 on this Tuesday morning. Party day, the 9th day of the 9th month. I forgot to put on my nice shirt. I had another shirt to wear today because I have the North Alton Godfrey Business Council meeting. And I don't know about you, it's one of those things I told myself all day, make sure you change your shirt before you come on the show. We didn't make it that far, but that's okay. It's our last day of some cooler temps for the next couple of days. Enjoy it. We're going to be talking in a couple of minutes to Susan Robin. She's a survivor of ovarian cancer and the executive director of St. Louis Ovarian Cancer Awareness. She'll be joining us in a couple of minutes and filling us in on their campaign during Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, as September does fall on that. And then at 10:10, we're going to be talking all things Strassenfest with Doug over there at the Jerseyville Legion, and we're going to get the details on that. Then 10:35, we're talking to our friends at the RiverBend Growth Association, and Debbie and Steph are going to join us and fill us in on the LeadHERship Seminar. Now, they were going to come into the studio and try to get some last-minute ticket sales, but guess what? They're rocking and rolling. They're sold out, and really just going to be a great time just to catch up with those gals and just see how things are going over at the RiverBend Growth Association. That's a look at the next 2 hours and all the fun that comes with it. And here's a look at what's happening now. We'll take you to top of the hour news. Make sure you sign up for that daily email update where you'll never miss out. You can join myself, 70,000 people that are in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We'll take you right to Calhoun County first. A two-vehicle crash near the Mississippi River Road and Rose Lane in Golden Eagle, Calhoun County, on the morning of August 19th did result in injuries, and it did lead to an arrest. That's what we are reporting on now. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office was alerted around 9:10 a.m. with emergency responders from the Point Fire Protection District and Calhoun County Volunteer EMS providing on-site treatment. Following an investigation, though, Justin Severs, 44, of Meppen, Illinois, was arrested on charges included aggravated DUI, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of a hypodermic syringe. Authorities emphasize that all suspects are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, but just an update in that two-vehicle crash in Calhoun just under a month ago. A motorcyclist was struck by a car Monday morning on Crystal Lake Road near Grange Hall Road in Brighton, resulting in a head injury to a 38-year-old motorcyclist. The crash occurred around 7:29 a.m. when the motorcycle was hit by a vehicle driven by an 18-year-old male, according to Jersey County Sheriff Nick Manns. The injured rider was airlifted to SLU Hospital for treatment. Authorities do not believe the injury is life-threatening. The investigation into the cause is currently ongoing. Authorities have charged Austin T. Frazier of Alton and Timothy P. Donnelly of Highland. These are in separate cases, but both revolve around home repair fraud targeting elderly victims. Here's what we know. Frazier, 28, faces charges for allegedly entering a fraudulent roofing contract worth over $8,200 in Granite City, while Donnelly, 56, is accused of a $13,500 scam involving a Wood River resident. Both men reportedly misrepresented themselves as licensed roofing contractors without proper credentials and failed to perform the promised work. Each faces multiple felony charges, including aggravated home repair fraud and theft. Both have been released pending trial. The Caseyville Police Department has arrested Jerry McAllister, 39 years of age, and Gabrielle Valdez Gonzalez, 25 years of age, in connection with multiple burglaries targeting local businesses between May and September 2025. The arrests followed a vehicle pursuit on the 5th of September after officers spotted a stolen Polaris XD with 3 masked men off-road. McAllister was taken into custody without incident, and Valdez Gonzalez was arrested nearby. The suspects face charges including burglary, theft, and possession of a stolen vehicle. This investigation, it began with a May 7th burglary at Bobby's on the Rocks and involved coordinated efforts from the Caseyville Police and the Metro East Auto Theft Task Force. Authorities remind the public that all suspects are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Also in the news today, Congresswoman Nikki Budzinski has strongly criticized U.S. Steel's recent decision to halt slab deliveries to Granite City Works by October, a move that jeopardizes local operations and jobs. This development followed the failed assurance and investment commitments in the Nippon Steel acquisition deal. Budzinski is also accusing former President Trump there's a typo, is accusing President Trump of abandoning American steel workers, highlighting broken promises made, is what she's emphasizing. She is also emphasizing the deal's failure to include worker input and promised ongoing collaboration with union leaders and local officials to support affected workers and the community. Budzinski is remaining committed to the Granite City steel plant and the industrial future, along with sustainability. That's a press release submitted from her office. Also in the news today, Patty's Petals, a cherished family business located at 3104 Godfrey Road, continues to brighten special occasions across the Riverbend region with custom floral designs. It's run by Missy Seymour, Tara Trent, and their mother and father, and the shop specializes in weddings, funerals, and a variety of gifts and displays. As the fall wedding season approaches, they are already booking for 2026 and welcoming last-minute orders for events like anniversaries and homecomings. Known for their quick, personalized service, Patty's Petals plans to offer wreath-making classes and exciting holiday specials. Seymour and Trent proudly carry on the work that their mother's teaching them there at Patty's Petals in Godfrey. Stop by and see them all on Godfrey Road. That's part of our North Alton Godfrey Business Council spotlight. Currently in Alton right now it's 61 degrees, but that humidity's up. It feels like 67. I don't think so. It feels great outside. Today, partly sunny. It's a nice day for outdoor activities. And tonight, just partly cloudy. Going to be a beautiful one. Right now, air quality, though, not really feeling this. 64, which is moderate, but the mold count is high, and that's why I need a Claritin. Ragweed's elevated too. Today, temperatures reach 80 degrees and drop down to 55 overnight as we head into Wednesday, but here's the next warm 4 days at least. On Wednesday, a high of 89, a low of 57 degrees. On Thursday, a high of 90, a low of 58, and on Friday, a high of 91, a low of 64. And on Saturday, we're looking at temperatures hitting 93 and dropping down to 67. As we head into Sunday. That's a look at the next 5 days. There's no rain in the forecast. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane. He's your local State Farm agent. Hey, while I have you, we're just wanting to put a bug in your ear to save some dates for some really cool events happening in Jerseyville. Glad that we can be a part of this one. We're going to be learning all about Strassenfest at the Jerseyville Legion, Post 492. In just about an hour or so. That runs this weekend, September 12th through the 13th, but it doesn't start and end there. There's a ton of fun, like September the 19th through the 21st, that SFHG annual Harvest Fest at the St. Francis Church grounds. On September the 25th, a neighborhood block party with the Jerseyville Public Library. And then on September the 26th, that following day, you're rocking the block with Jake Maurer. That's going to be a really great show. On October the 4th, the Apple Festival from the Jersey County Historical Society. That's always a really cool event, and seeing all these families coming out there and just enjoy. And then on October the 4th, this is going to be really cool. The Halloween Paddle Battle at Lions Club, Whitman Park at And then on October 25th is their annual Halloween festival in downtown. And then we want to put a bug in your ear, too, about November the 29th. You're seeing, CJ, why are you giving me November dates? Because we're getting ready to hit Halloween season, and we're getting ready just to start moving full steam into Christmas until we breathe again in January. That's November the 29th, City Park in downtown Jerseyville. There's so many great events. We're going to talk about all these in the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, as we get closer and closer to each and every one of the big days. But just stop by the Jerseyville website. That's jerseyvilleil.us. You can see all their upcoming events, or just go to their Facebook page and stay up to date that way. It's 9:14, a little bit of change. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with more Daily Show on this Tuesday, right after this on RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I am, baby. Oh, you got me feeling shaky.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Plenty of car dealers, plenty of options for people to choose from. What's your formula for success, right?
Number one, you got to have a good bank, you have a good team, and you got to have loyal customers. It takes all three of those in order to make something work.
Yeah. In a town like the size of ours, a good relationship with our customers is very important. You want them to know this is a place to come, just like you guys want people to know Carrollton Bank's a place to come.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
I just got a new air conditioner, top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Libby Coombs. Libby was a math major who graduated from Lewis and Clark in 2010. She's a math teacher and the girls golf coach at Edwardsville High School. She even has her LC diploma in her classroom and always tells her students how life-changing Lewis and Clark was for her.
I'm Libby Coombs, and I'm a trailblazer.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh-made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Like the radio back in 94, you know. Hook the speaker up to my soul. It sounds like the radio.
Welcome back. Oh, there I am. 9:20, a little bit of change on this Tuesday morning, and always excited to talk with our friends right across the river in St. Louis, and really excited to talk to Susan. And Susan, is it Susan Robin?
Yes.
I need to have more confidence. I really was rocking and rolling with this and just kind of got nervous at the end, you know?
You nailed it.
Well, Susan, I'm really excited to have you on today. You are a survivor and the executive director of St. Louis Ovarian Cancer Awareness. Thank you so much for your time, and no better time to really raise awareness than during the month of September.
Correct. September is National Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. So for our organization, St. Louis Ovarian Cancer Awareness, we go by SLOCA. It's a little easier. It gives us an opportunity to really leverage that and try to raise awareness and kind of turn the city of St. Louis teal. That's our ribbon color for cancer. And it's so important to educate the community and women about the very subtle but often serious signs and symptoms of this disease that often go undetected, as it did in my case.
Well, and Susan, that's what I kind of wanted to lead into, and this is why I think it's so important to talk today, because so many times, and we have our healthcare provider, OSF Healthcare, on the show twice a month and kind of discuss some of these nuances, but just going, you know, as long as some folks can go without understanding or recognizing that there's a problem, and then the further issues that could create with not detecting. What's your journey been like, just educating area women and just their recognition of how serious this could be?
Well, it's interesting, but it's really kind of stayed the course for about the last 10 years. SLOCA will go out into the community, set up our teal table, and give out our swag and information and interact with women who really don't know the signs and symptoms. So it's our job to let them know, and they can be very subtle and often dismissed. Bloating, feeling full quickly, abdominal pain, which we have for a lot of different reasons, right? So, but if they're chronic, if they get worse, if they don't go away, they really should seek a discussion with their healthcare professional to rule something out. And ovarian cancer, there is no diagnostic test. So if women have an annual checkup, they're not checking for ovarian cancer. And many women also don't know they might have a genetic risk, a family history. If there's a family history of breast cancer, colon cancer, or ovarian cancer, their healthcare professionals need to know that. Of course, they need to know that, but also don't ignore potential symptoms that could be something serious. Let your healthcare professionals know your family history and go from there. Education is really important, and being an advocate for your own health is important.
Well, 100% over. And to me, it's one of those situations where you would much rather be safe than sorry if you are experiencing some of those symptoms. Right. And, you know, just like you said, talking a little bit about bloating and some of the pelvic pain and some of those other symptoms. And it's great to recognize that and not go, you know, maybe because I'm guilty of this and this is completely different, but I might not feel the best for a couple of weeks. Right. And then it's like, all right, now it's time to go get checked out. And it's good to be proactive.
Right. And most likely, and hopefully in most cases, it isn't serious. But if it's more than a few days, if the symptoms really become more chronic and hard to deal with and manage your everyday things that you need to get done, something could be wrong.
Well, and now when did Missouri officially designate September?
About a month ago. The governor signed that into law this year. So it forever in perpetuity in the state of Missouri will be Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. And again, that will kind of just help us reach out and broaden our reach in the month of September. But we're here year round, supporting survivors, raising awareness, and funding research as best that we can.
Well, I want to talk about some of that great work here in a couple of seconds because it really is fantastic what you do. If it's okay, can I ask you about this process, how you were able to obtain this designation or how the group was able to?
Yeah, our board president, Joan Gummels, who is also a survivor, partnered with one of the state senators, Carla May, to bring this bill forward, and then it was signed into law. So
That's
Good for
really
them.
great.
It kind of just helps the whole entire state recognize this disease more that isn't really on a lot of people's radar.
Well, and just bringing it more close to home, you guys provided me with some great notes, and I don't want the public to think that I know everything about this because I don't, but just this statistic alone that over 200 annual diagnoses in St. Louis area alone, but the biggest statistic is 80% are detected at advanced stages. What does that mean?
It just means they're far further along in their disease by the time they're diagnosed, potentially stage 3 or 4, which healthcare professionals can probably better speak to this.
Right.
But the chances of a recurrence or a harder to treat disease in stage 3 or 4 versus 1 and 2. So again, paying attention to those symptoms, knowing your family history, and being proactive could potentially help with the diagnosis as well.
100%. And, as we start talking about your programs now and how they work for so many people, I can only imagine that your organization, and especially, with survivors a part of it, yourself included, your board president, that these programs are tailored around, I'm sure, your guys' lived experience with this.
Yeah. So one of the very first things that we do to just let women know that they're not alone in this journey when they're newly diagnosed is we provide what we call sister boxes. They are chemo care packages, which we deliver to all the infusion centers in the St. Louis area where women will be treated. Their oncology nurses will usually give them this chemo care package during their first treatment, and there's comfort items inside of it: water bottle, chemo cap, baseball hat, a journal, things that will kind of comfort them throughout their treatment. But it's an introduction to our organization. It's to let them know SLOCA exists. We're the only nonprofit with a sole focus on ovarian cancer, really in the entire state. So they know that there is an organization. There are other survivors and caregivers and supporters who are there to rally around them. From that point, they learn more about our programs and our services. We have a mentor program, which is a peer-to-peer program. We can pair them with a woman who's been through a similar journey and provide emotional support. We have what we call the Teal Need Fund, which is financial support for women to kind of help offset the expenses when they're going through treatment. We have things that also bring survivors together, such as a brunch. It's all complimentary for survivors and a caregiver, just to forget about cancer for a day and raise a glass and cheer with a mimosa and just have a nice morning. We had a night at the baseball game this past weekend, the Cardinals game. Yeah, and the survivors were given 2 complimentary tickets. So we're trying to build programs to connect survivors with other survivors, to kind of, they can network and talk about their own journeys together in a comfortable space.
Well, and see, this is why I think it's so unique with what you do, because you have the entire package when we talk about this, from the aspects of, having that community, and because you aren't going to be able to connect unless you're talking with somebody that's going through that shared experience, I feel, and having those community days, but also just going back to this Together in Teal Patient Need Fund. I mean, over $50,000 to assist. And to me, that's just incredible. And it's really just one of those things that shows, your guys' work and your efforts at play here.
It is. We started this a couple of years ago, and there is a demand.
Yeah.
Women are going through treatments. They can no longer work, or they're on, Medicare or Medicaid. And we're there to just provide some relief. We will pay, car expenses, rent expenses, utilities, whatever they need, up to a certain amount annually, and it is renewable. And we have women who are into their 2nd or 3rd year of needing this support, because this journey can be a long one. You can have, you newly diagnosed, go through treatment, then there is no evidence of disease, but then maybe there's a recurrence. So it is something we're with them the entire time and after. That's why we're here.
Well, and now I'm sure too, and this is, again, you would know this so much better than I would just because of your involvement. Is it a broad range of ages when it comes to the individuals you're working with and that are impacted by this?
Well, that's a great question. In my case, I was 23 when I was diagnosed.
Wow.
And that is really,
wow.
I won't say unusual because it happened, and it happened to me. And of course, ovarian cancer wasn't on my radar or on my healthcare professionals' radar, to be honest. So I went several months without being diagnosed, but there are women in my age range on up. So we definitely see the broad range of survivors within our organization. Sadly, but that is a fact.
Well, and it just kind of, just to put it into perspective for our viewing audience today, just a little bit more, because, especially now, as young as 23, and I'm sure, just being that young and dealing with something, as serious as that is a story in itself, and I'd love to hear that. But, and also, though, I can only imagine sometimes the younger parents out there, maybe they're doing this on their own and they're impacted by this disease. And I'm sure you guys have stepped up in those situations as well.
Yes. I mean, we really want to be there for women, regardless of their age or their family dynamic. And it's just important that there is the awareness that, you might be young, you might be older, but just pay attention.
Yeah.
We're all at equal risk to a certain extent. And know your family history. And, we have a lot of caregivers, family members who really rally around our cause as well. They'll put a team together at our annual Families Run for Ovarian Cancer. And, it's just it's very heartwarming. We have a very welcoming culture, and we want to be there for the caregivers as well.
Absolutely. And, just wanted to fill our audience in, because I know that we're running on time here, and I want to make sure we promote the upcoming events and opportunities. Is on September the 16th, Teal Toes for Sloka, and this is going to be a really cool fundraising pedicure event. And just for everybody that's been getting this video, it's Depair, correct? Thank you. I'm so, this Des Perez thing is getting me going, Susan. Okay.
It's Depair.
Thank you very much. Fill me in on this.
Yes, so we partner with Nail Pro in Depair on Manchester near West County Mall, if you're familiar with that area. And we have the entire day, an entire section of the salon is dedicated to our event. There will be appointments available still online on our website, sloka.org, for the entire day. There's food, beverages, raffle baskets. We'll be selling our teal Fight Like a Girl t-shirts. Cool. So it's really a nice time. Survivors love it. Family members, supporters, but all are welcome.
Well, and then also, if you can't make it on the 16th, October the 12th is going to be a really great opportunity to get the family together. Fill me in on this 5K.
So we will be at Tower Grove Park on the morning of October 12th, and we anticipate 12 to 1,500 community supporters to walk or run 1 mile or 3.2 miles, and enjoy food, beverages, bubble bus, snow cone truck. It's really just a great community event for kids, for pets. We have survivors, family members, healthcare professionals really gather. We have a lot of families doing teams in honor or memory of a loved one. And it's just a great day to show support and wear teal and get a little exercise.
Absolutely. And then I just love the fact that it's a family-friendly event too, and you have some uniqueness to each and every one of the events you do to really pull everyone together. And we spoke about this earlier on in the conversation, but on the 9th is when you're doing your Toasting and Teal Survivor Celebration Brunch, correct?
Yes, we do an annual brunch for survivors and a caregiver. It's complimentary.
Wow.
And again, it's just a morning for survivors to just enjoy themselves, be together, meet other survivors, hear a little bit more about our programs. We have raffles, sometimes a little entertainment, and we just want to pamper them for a morning.
That is so incredible. And now, also, we'll link everything in a write-up, but this is where all of the public can come in on this one. The Hello Juice collaboration. This is exciting, and this is really fun.
It is fun. Hello Juice has been a great partner. This is our second year. They have created a delicious smoothie. It's teal and it has orange juice, coconut milk, passion fruit, banana, pineapple. It's delicious. And for the entire month at both of their locations in Kirkwood and in the Grove, they will donate some of the proceeds to our organization if you choose to order one of those smoothies. And their staff is fabulous. They're very supportive. They have a personal connection to our cause. They'll be wearing our teal hat and t-shirt and supporting and raising awareness.
That's really cool. And just wanted to make note of that as well. And, Susan, before I let you go, just a kind of a little personal note, just to kind of hone in, I guess, how some of these symptoms and how this can go on for some time. I mean, my grandma had ovarian cancer, and the only reason she found out is because I was a kindergartner that kicked her in the stomach, while we were playing, and it hurt so bad that she finally went into the doctor, and that's what led to it. She's doing great now. It's been years, that's over 15 years ago, but it's still the point that you never know, what could happen to really trigger going and getting checked out. And whenever you guys are talking to women, or you're putting on these events, I know that there's not, an annual screening for this, obviously, but what do you advise them when they're starting to maybe experience some of these symptoms and really trying to advocate for themselves to get looked at further?
Well, to share it with a healthcare professional. And if it's dismissed, but your symptoms don't go away, you've got to still pursue it. Yeah. Which is what I had to do. I was told it was probably a gastro-related issue and go about living my life, which I did. But I was very bloated and I would jog and do all kinds of things at age 23 to, be perfectly fit. But it wasn't working until it became very, very, very painful. And there was definitely something going on, and it was detected in surgery and not before. Yeah.
Well, and that's why I kind of wanted to wrap up back that way, because if you are somebody at home that is experiencing some of those symptoms like bloating, pelvic or abdominal pain, the urgency to urinate or the frequency of that as well, and plus difficulty eating and feeling full quickly. And then is there any other symptoms that we should fill the public in on before we say goodbye?
Some women have complained of some lower back pain, but honestly, the primary symptoms are the ones that you listed. And I personally had almost all of them. Everyone is different, of course, but also know your family history. And just pay attention and know that your annual exam, your pap smear, does not screen for ovarian cancer.
Absolutely. And Susan, thank you so much for your time today. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Thank
and if
you
ever have anything else to share with us, we'd be more than happy to spread the word on this side of the river.
I appreciate that. And I'm happy for your grandma.
Oh, thank you. And I'm happy for you as well. And that you're an organization to keep doing great things. At 9:37, we'll take a quick break. More Daily Show on this Tuesday morning comes around the corner next.
20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
I want some more of it. I tried so hard, I came out above it.
10:36. Welcome back to our daily show on this 4th day of September. Pastor Alan Aber with some big news. Man, glad to have you in the studio. How's life treating you?
Life is good, thank you. Just like you, busy, but good.
So the big news, I guess let's just get it, the cart before the horse, I guess, so to speak, is the fact that Alton Grace United Methodist Church is no longer in that iconic spot.
Correct. About 18 months ago, we began kind of visioning what our ministry was going to look like moving forward. And then the second question was, can we do that ministry without the weight of a building?
Mm-hmm.
And so we continued to work through it. And at the end of May, we put the building up for sale.
Mm-hmm.
In 48 hours after we put the building up for sale, we had received an offer, full price offer.
That's your message right there, that you can, I think that you're
it was one
good.
of the signs.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been a God moment from beginning to end.
Oh, I bet.
That was one of them. So we were able to sell the building to an incoming church from North County called El Bethel. They're a great community and will do well on that corner. And what we had figured out, there was an underserved market at Asbury Village.
Yeah.
Underserved, there's like 220 people who live there, and they didn't have a 10 o'clock Sunday morning service.
Mm-hmm.
They also have a beautiful chapel there. So in contact with those folks, and we had some great discussions. And so when our building sold, we closed on July 31st. Our final was July 27th at the 7th and Henry location. And then on the first Sunday of August, we began worshiping out at Asbury Village. But worship is just part of what we're doing. We are maintaining our ministry partnerships. We have a big partnership with Crisis Food Center.
Yeah.
And that we've had for a long time. And then we've added something new at the beginning of this past year, where we basically have been inviting folks to lunch with us who have experienced some type of loss in their life.
Yeah.
And so we started with 17 people. We are meeting out at Moonlight the 4th Wednesday of each month, and we are now with 40 people there.
That's incredible.
So so what we've really done is said, look, we were able to knock out several birds with one shot here.
You know, and I think that's such a really good point. I think just to touch on real quick, because so many people, and it doesn't have to, it's not really in terms of just, religion and faith and the, church building, but there's so many organizations around here that I think get tethered to their location thinking, man, we got to stay here. This is where everyone knows. And they don't realize sometimes you can eliminate, that space and grow from it.
Well, and churches are the worst.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
I mean, if we all were honest about it, if we all would say, what could we do if we weren't in this building, right? No. And the beautiful, and so I'm here this morning to say Alton Grace sold but did not close.
Right.
And that's a big issue for us. And I will tell you that where we had 10 average in worship prior to this, we are now averaging 40 on Sunday morning. So it's all been good.
Let me ask you this. Now, when it comes to the Asbury Village services, are those just for Asbury Village?
No, they're open to the public.
No kidding.
But we're not really doing a full promotional push there. We can seat about 75, but we don't want to overrun the residents who are finding value, and so
for sure.
But no, it's open to anyone who wants to come on Sunday morning.
And now I'm sure the folks in that Middletown area are kind of curious about the next future of the building you guys were just at on 7th and Henry.
Yeah.
Who's taking that over?
Well, so it's a church, and it's a plant out of North County called El Bethel. It is an African-American community, really sweet people. They had been without a church home building for about a year, and so this was perfect for them.
Yeah.
Because not only did we have the church property, but we also owned the old parsonage house that was in front. So they're able to make use of the entire thing. So they were blessed to be able to go in there, and we're blessed to be able to sell it and move on to the next step.
I love this for everybody. I think it's great for every side that's involved on this perspective coin. You know.
Yeah. And the other part that I was finding is that members of the community were concerned that, hey, we have this iconic, old building. I mean, the thing was built in 1880, and is it going to sit empty, or what's going to happen to it? Will people take care of it? And so we were able to answer all of those questions, and so hopefully we've left it a little bit better than what we found it.
Well, I think you did, and I think too it would be remiss not to talk about the efforts that everyone made to get people to come into the building beforehand. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys really did everything you could think of.
Yeah, since COVID, we've worked really hard with marginal success if you evaluate everything by numbers, and it just became clear is that as we were looking 2, 3, 4 years down the road, is that we weren't going to be able to grow in that location. So, and we've also been challenged by our conference to figure out something that's very uncomfortable, and that's to leave your building and go out into the community.
Yeah.
That's really, and so what we're doing at Asbury is not only are we going out into the community, we're actually building a new community.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Yeah. You have a new horizon in front of you guys, really, and for folks that I think are really missing out on that and really want that a part of their life, and I think that's so important to know too.
And I had made a call in my mind several years ago, is that we weren't, in the locations that we have with the 3 churches that I serve, we really weren't going to be able to build a family ministry. Yeah. Because the traditional line of thinking is we need younger families, which is true. Sure. But if you don't have them, then what? Right? And I believe that we can build community with folks who have hair the same color as mine, and someday you're going to get there.
I'm already getting there now. So. But you're right, and I think that so many times you hear all these organizations, whether it's a church or just a nonprofit, say, well, we need that next generation. We need the next generation. Maybe that next generation is the current generation already here. You know?
You have to develop the relationships with them, and that's really the key to it. I mean, if you don't have the relationships, then you're not going to have the trust to make the next step into a community. So.
Well, and now with that being said, too, the Elsa location, you guys are still.
Oh yeah,
serving.
We're still there. We last December, I think that must have been the last time I was here.
Yeah.
Last December, we celebrated the building's 150th anniversary.
And you had a really cool service too.
We had a cool service. We had it was on a Friday night, which is really unusual during Christmas season, and we. Had a nice crowd, so we rededicated the building for another, hopefully, 150 years. So it's still there. The baby of the family is on Hartford First, and it's only 105 years old. So
I love that.
So they don't qualify for the senior citizen discount necessarily.
No cheap coffee yet for the church.
Yeah.
Well, and it's really great. We're going to take a quick break, but I want to come back and talk about this a little bit more. As you guys see on your screen, developing a couple months ago, Alton Grace United Methodist Church did sell their building, that iconic one at 7th and Henry, but big conjunction there. They're at Asbury Village and continuing their mission and expanding. And Alan, thank you so much for stopping by and filling me in. We'll come back and continue this conversation after you stay there and help me pay some bills.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Good, my guy. Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer. Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
The head dead yet. You know the boys in the newsroom gotta run and bet. Get the widow on the set. We need dirty laundry. Yeah, we do.
Back 1046. You know, no one ever says that. Whenever I listen to the radio stations that I used to work at and everything, it's always like, you know, they give the time, you know, it's 1046 on the, they never just say back. You know, it cuts down the language and gets us right back to the point. And that point is that Alton Grace United Methodist Church is hitting a new chapter in a really, I think, a really good stride right now, Pastor. And, you know, for the folks that maybe have family members at Methodist Village that are still kind of learning about this, fill us in on this partnership. How can they be involved?
Well, they can be involved by two things. One, one of our goals was to be able to keep our social hour before church. So we have a fellowship half hour out there at 9:30 where we have donuts and coffee for folks. So everybody gets to come have donuts. So we're meeting a ministry right that way.
I like that, yeah.
The second thing is that in the worship service is that anyone who lives there, anybody who's there, any staff, residents, public, the worship service is open to the public. So that's not, and what we're also doing in building this sense of community is that we're inviting the folks to participate in the ministry of the church. And here's an example. So with our partnership with Crisis Food Center, they put out an all-call about a month ago of needing personal care items, right, for folks. So we held a little drive right there at Asbury and collected 80 into personal care items that I delivered yesterday.
Nice.
So they're not only do they get to come to worship, but they get to participate in the ministry of the church. And so that's, to me, that's the win-win of all of this.
What we're also going to do is we're going to link your Facebook page to our article this time around and on top of your website so folks can see the Alton Grace side of things too, because you guys have a lot of really good information that keep people up to date. You manage it well.
Yeah, I kind of need to update it some more.
You know, I need to win the lottery on Saturday.
Don't even. I have, not me personally, but I have extended family who've told me that they'll take care of me after they win the lottery.
Okay. No, there you go. See, why you don't have to bother then. Yeah. But really some good information. And just going to bring you to their Facebook page real quick for the ones that are watching at home or on Roku today or on your phones. This is their Facebook page.
Yeah, can I talk about the hate divides?
Yeah, okay.
Up there a little bit.
Yeah, here, let me zoom in so you can see that.
Sure. So about 3 weeks ago, I think you might have read a story out of Breeze, Illinois, that there was a billboard up in front of Breeze High School that was recruiting young people to a particular organization. I don't want to comment on the organization, but obviously it was one that created upset within the community.
Quite a firestorm.
And so the billboard came down, but what the Illinois Great Rivers Conference did is that they put up a billboard that has been running over on the Missouri side. It's this program, Hate Divides and Love Unites. Mm-hmm. And it's, to me, it's one of the few times in the United Methodist Church where I have really felt compelled to stand out and say, hey, look, who cannot get behind this message? Yeah. Doesn't matter. Right, left, centrist, I don't care. Who cannot get behind that message? So,
you hit it on the head.
Yeah, but if we're not busy enough, so I said, well, what about here? Mm-hmm. About Alton? So we've been gifted with some money still willing to be gifted for more. And we're going to launch that billboard on Homer Adams Parkway.
Wow.
At the corner of Homer Adams and Quality Cadillac.
You're giving us some great news today. I have a lot of it.
And so that will launch for 4 months, and then we're going to begin to build out. I've entered in an agreement at the East Alton Ice Arena to put an ad down on their boards, so it was time for the church to step up and make a statement. I had a sermon a couple weeks ago which basically said that if anything offends your senses, what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
And so our conference, in my mind, responded to what went on down in Breeze. And so I said,
I think this is so important.
So this is a message. So the first board will hit on there, and then as more money comes in, that we're able to purchase more, and then we're going to start doing some other things.
Some PSAs on the Daily Show. Some well, in all seriousness,
maybe I just ought to take this thing over.
That's right. Please,
here, right? Yeah.
But really important though, and I think that's such an important point right now, especially with where we're at in society, is that no matter what side you're on, there's always some craziness and some static, and it takes us away from our mission in life because we always get way too invested in folks that are never going to meet us or talk with us or pick up a phone call, and we kind of wear that on our sleeve. And I think it's so important that as a church, you guys are saying, I don't give a darn necessarily who you represent. Let's come together and love each other more. And I think that's so important.
Well, it really is. And it's something that you say, this is something the church should have been done a long time ago. We talked about 7th and Henry location. In the olden days, 7th and Henry location, as with most churches, was a big influencer in the neighborhood. When people needed something, they came to the church. Yeah. Well, the church ceded that authority over the years, and not just that one, but all churches. And so the government steps in, and the government begins to provide social services.
Yep.
And then what happens is that when the government finds out they can't manage those properly, right, then it falls back. Then money runs out, and then the churches are called to do what? Step up and do what they should have been doing all along first. So for me, right now, at this time in my life, my ministry, and the world around us, it's time to say enough. Enough of the discourse, and let's try to figure out how we can start to find common ground.
I agree.
Right, so that's what this is really all about. So
this is fantastic.
And we're called to love as Christ has loved us. So if that's the call, that's the ministry, then the rest of it should be really easy. That said, that's an oversimplification.
Yeah, you're right about that. But I think, honestly, Pastor, thanks so much for every bit of news you filled us in on today. And just to recap real quick, if you're just tuning in, on this Thursday, number one, it's like 9,000 degrees in the studio. I'm sweating like Elvis at the end. But Alton Grace United Methodist Church, just a couple of months ago, sold the building to another church. El Bethel is now moving in. It's going to be a great addition for them. They needed a space. Alton Grace United Methodist Church, now at Asbury Village, open to the public, but really that primary goal is to provide that need for the residents that live there. And then Elsa's location's great. Hartford's still up and running as a baby at 105.
Sounds strange to say that, but yeah, absolutely. And so we have services at Elsa. We're beginning on the 21st of September. We're moving the start time to 8:30.
Okay.
10 o'clock out at Asbury, 11:15 at Hartford worship times.
There you go. And for more information, we'll link you to the Alton Grace United Methodist Facebook page and the websites for all of those so you can stay up to date. But thanks so much for stopping by.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Some good,
appreciate it.
Good news. 10:54, a little bit of change. We'll take a quick break and I'll wrap up the Thursday morning. That it was right after this. On RiverBender.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelmarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
All right now, baby, it's all right now. All right now, baby, it's all right now.
Daily Show, 10 o'clock on the dot, top of the hour news now. Here's what you need to know. Make sure you download that RiverBender.com app today. 2 men have been charged in separate home repair fraud cases targeting elderly residents in Illinois. Here's what we know. Authorities have charged Austin T. Frazier of Alton and Timothy Donnelly of Highland in separate cases, but they both involve home repair fraud targeting elderly victims. Frazier, 28, faces charges for allegedly entering a fraudulent roofing contract worth over $8,200 in Granite City, while Donnelly, 56, is accused of a $13,500 scam involving a Wood River resident. Both men reportedly misrepresented themselves as licensed roofing contractors without proper credentials and failed to perform the promised work. Each face multiple felony charges, including aggravated home repair fraud and theft. Both have been released pending trial, and we'll keep you updated if more details do roll out. Also in the news today, Leanne's Pretty Petals, a beloved florist in Brighton, has recently faced an unexpected challenge as it was mistaken for a Kentucky shop embroiled in controversy. The confusion has led to negative online reviews that threaten the small business's reputation. Owner Leanne Munsterman, who has operated the shop since 2014, is urging the community to help her clear up the misunderstanding by leaving positive feedback on social media and through Google. Known for sympathy arrangements and special events, Leanne's Pretty Petals thrives and thanks local support. While the floral industry is tough today, Munsterman is remaining hopeful that the community backing will help her business continue to flourish, and we'll keep you updated as more on that story emerges. 2 Illinois lottery players each won $1 million by matching 5 numbers in a recent historic Powerball drawing, which saw a record $1.787 billion jackpot shared by 2 winners, one from North County, Missouri, and one from Texas. $1 million ticket was purchased at the Skokie Sitco, while the other was bought through the Illinois Lottery app. It wasn't me. Additionally, 4 players won $100,000 each. 5 others won $50,000 by matching 4 numbers in that Powerball with the Power Play feature. Since the jackpot roll began in June. Nearly 1.7 million winning tickets have been sold in Illinois, and again, it wasn't us. Finally, in the news today, Daniel Tossi, a 17-year-old senior from Edwardsville High School, performed as a clarinetist in the St. Louis Symphony Youth Orchestra's inaugural concert at the newly renovated Powell Hall on Saturday. This is incredible. After nearly a decade of musical development, Tossi joined the prestigious 100 Youth Ensemble alongside fellow violinist Ian Kim. The orchestra, known for expert-level performances and coaching by symphony members, celebrates its 55th year, including musicians aged 12 to 22, and we want to give a special recognition to them. Let's take a look at weather at 10:04 on this Tuesday morning. It's going to be colder today than it will be tomorrow, I can promise you that. Right now, air quality, though, is really elevated. That's almost at 80, which is moderate. Mold counts are up as well. Take a Claritin if you need to. Humidity at 48% right now in downtown Alton, 67 degrees. It feels like 72 now, calling for a shower in spots this morning, and otherwise it will be partly sunny and a nice day for outdoor activities if you're outside of those showers. Tonight, just partly cloudy. Here's what the next 5 days look like. Temperatures today reach 80, drop down to 52 overnight as we head into Wednesday. On Wednesday, a high of 88, a low of 58 degrees, and on Thursday, a high of 90, a low of 58 yet again. On Friday, sunny skies, a high of 92, a low of 64, and on Saturday, partly sunny skies, a high of 93, and a low of 67 degrees. That's a look at the next 5 days, my friends. Here's what's happening now. 67 degrees in downtown Alton. It don't feel like it. Feels like 72. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. We're going to take a quick break here. We're going to come back with more Daily Show right after this quick one. You stay there, and I'll be here in the studio on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Country feels. Put your hair down, hair down. Get you some of this laid on back. Kick your shoes off, kick them off. Get you some of this slow down fast. I'll take you up and down these hollers and hills. Let me show you how country feels.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
And don't rock the jukebox. Wanna hear George Jones? 'Cause my heart ain't ready for the Rolling Stone. I don't feel like rocking since my baby's gone.
Oh, my boy, 10:09, back, Daily Show, Tuesday. And with Dwayne Montgomery, the commander of the Jerseyville Legion. And then post 492, correct?
Yes, sir.
I didn't even have that note in front of me. That's like, I'm actually feel like I'm winning today. I feel like we can go home now.
Yeah.
Well, this is really cool, Dwayne. We were talking a couple minutes ago, and Strassenfest, absent for 40 years. And you're resurrecting it. This is pretty cool.
We're going to try.
Well, I think it's always cool whenever someone resurrects an event that people have loved, and it became like that traditional, staple event. And it seems like folks are really getting excited to dust off the shoes and put them back into Strassenfest mode.
Yeah, we hope.
What gave you the idea to bring this sucker back?
We was just talking one day, me and the board, and said we got to bring in some income, and we was talking about the Strassenfest. A lot of them some of them even forgot about it. So I said, well, let's give it a try. And like I said, we're going to bring it back this year. And if we have a good outing, we're going to try to make it a yearly event.
I Americanize it. Strassenfest. Don't let Strassenfest. That's terrible. German food will be available, of course, like brats and German potato salad, which you can't go wrong with. Right. That's the good stuff. Sweet corn on the cob and a ton more. But also what I think's cool is all the music you got lined up for this weekend. It's going to run September the 12th through the 13th. And the polka band, the St. Louis Express, is really good.
Yep. It's something that the young kids probably don't know much about, and we're going to bring them in, and they're going to play for 3 hours each day.
Really?
We're going to have them from 4 to 7 each day.
That's cool.
That way you can...
So it kind of... Does it kick off each night almost?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Cool.
They start the night off afternoon into the evening, and then we have another like this.
Oh, Soulshine Groove.
Yeah, Soulshine Groove. They're a local band, but not local to Jerseyville. They're more of down in this area, and they have a pretty good following.
Yeah, they do.
And that'll be on Friday night.
That'll be 8 to 12 on Friday. So you get an hour break after the opening from the polka band, the St. Louis Express, and then Soulshine Groove is 8 to midnight on the 12th, and then Backwoods Burden. That's a great band name.
Yeah, that's definitely a local band there.
That's cool.
That's a Jerseyville band, so we're proud to have them. We're hoping their followers come out, and we just have eat and have a little drink and have a good time and enjoy yourself.
Well, I think it's really cool that you guys are putting this on, and honestly, I can see this being a really big weekend for everything, especially Jerseyville's got a ton of events coming up this month and the next month. And
yes, they do.
This fits perfectly into the puzzle.
Yes. We're, like I said, we got in front of one of the bigger events that's coming up for the fall. So.
Yeah. Well, and see, this is what I find interesting is that you really did pinpoint really the proper time you could really do this and not step on toes or compete for numbers. And I think that's really important when it comes to bringing this back. Now, what are you looking forward to the most? Is it the food, the music, or is it just the good times?
I myself, I'm looking forward to the polka band and the food.
That'd be so fun, man.
That's what I remember the most. Some of the guys remember it raining all the time, which hopefully, knock on wood,
we're looking good.
We don't have any rain this weekend, but there used to be a lot of people fall in the mud, and
that's a drinking game in itself.
Yeah, it became kind kind of a tradition when it rains. So we hopefully we won't have that this year. We're just gonna.
Every time I see a good mud hill, I always stand by it with a beer, because if I see it falling, I'm taking a drink every damn time, you know?
It happened quite frequently out there, so, yeah.
Well, getting it back in, really into the nuts and bolts of this, I think it's cool because this weekend, it's going to be a little warmer, but by the time the sun starts to set, the temperatures drop right off. Yeah, you're in for a great time. No rain predicted so far. And then now, for the folks that are in our area down here in Alton, what's the best way to get to you guys up in Jerseyville?
Straight either road takes you straight to Jerseyville, 109 or 267 or 67 goes into Jerseyville. They both meet in Jerseyville. Just go straight north, and we're on the outside on the north end of town.
Really cool, just for the focal point for folks to check for.
People didn't know it. It's where the fairgrounds is at. We set. We're here, and then the fairgrounds is behind us.
This is really cool. Hey, how long have you been commander of this post?
2 years.
2 years? Now, did you ever think or see yourself becoming the post commander?
No.
How'd this come together then?
I think it was more of default than anything, but we're doing our best to keep the doors open.
Yeah,
man. We'd always love more people joining the Legion. Or the Legions anywhere, since they changed the criteria. All you have to have is a DD-214, and you're all welcome to join the Legions.
Wow.
So,
well, and it's a good thing to kind of note for folks that really should be involved and help the next generation of the Legion.
We need a lot. We just had a funeral yesterday, which we do the honor guard.
Yep.
And that's where if you look, you got mostly 70 and 80-year-old men out there doing the honor guard, and it's taking a toll on some of them.
Well, and really, and the honor guard really is just one of the most important points of that entire service too.
If you haven't seen it, it's small, but it's very impressive.
It's the hair raising thing, really, the hair raising moment of every service. Truly,
once you play taps, you'll understand.
1,000% over. And you know, how many people does it take to put a Strassenfest on? How many are on the team? I like it.
I don't have enough. I know that, but I have the Sons of the Legion. They're going to be doing the cooking, and the Women's Auxiliary. They're also going to be helping out the cooking and serving. So can't do it without them.
Right.
Much appreciative about them helping out.
Now, does Jerseyville have a pretty good German heritage? What was the reason for the event in the first place? No.
It started back in the early 70s. So I was pretty young back then.
Yeah.
I don't know the origin of it, how it got started. I just know it ran from the 70s to the mid to late 80s. And then they ran out of help, so they ran out of Strassenfest.
That makes sense.
So,
well, and now how do you guys, who's doing all the cooking?
That's mostly going to be the women,
nice.
And the sons.
This is going to be really good then. We don't have to, we got to worry, all we got to worry about is how much we can eat, you know?
Yep.
And, and dance at the same time.
Yep.
8 to 12 is going to be Soulshine Groove. That's on September the 12th. And that's this Friday. The really cool thing is that the St. Louis Express Band, the polka band, opens up 4 to 7. For my generation, think of Home Alone when the mom's in the back of the bus and they're driving back home. Yep. There you go.
That's
See,
it.
I got somewhat of a memory.
Yeah.
All that drinking, you know. And then Backwoods Burden, 8 to 12 the following day on Saturday. Thank goodness that's when the 13th falls. Dwayne, you got a moment to take a break with me? I got to pay a quick bill. Good. We'll come back. 10:17, more Daily Show with Commander of the Jerseyville Legion, Dwayne Montgomery. We're talking Strassenfest. It's set for this weekend, September 12th and the 13th. More next.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh-made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. 10:20, a little bit of change on this Tuesday morning, the 9th day of the 9th month. Back with Dwayne, commander of the Jerseyville Legion, post 492. I cannot believe I remember that off the top of my head. It's like one of those weird ticks, you know? Back in talking all things Strassenfest, now pronouncing it right. This weekend it runs. Now, is the Legion going to be open before 4?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It opens at 1 o'clock every day.
Really cool. So if you're a Legion member, you can go in and get a...
It's open to the public.
Oh! There we go. So we can go in and get a little bit of the fun going beforehand.
Gamble inside.
There we go. See, bring $20, leave with $2,000. You know, all it takes is
better.
Heidi to be in a good mood in the beer house machine, you know?
That's exactly right.
So, how much food are you guys preparing for something? Like, how do you come up with a number?
We're just guessing.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to say this. It's first come, first serve. When we run out, we're going to probably be out.
Well, and that's good to know, too. So get there early.
I can't have too much because then we got too much left over.
Right.
I don't want as much left.
It's better to have too little than too much in this type of
this situation. I want to sell out.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm planning on about 1,000 people eating.
Yeah, I bet you are.
I'm just guessing.
No, every bit of that.
Not everybody's going to be eating, but if they want something, we'll have something. And if we run out Friday, we can get some stuff and probably most stuff. Everything but the corn. Once the corn goes, it's done. They can't order it fast enough. So.
Well, and that's good to know too, just for the public. Yep. You know, if this is something you're really wanting to do, get there early.
You want to try some good food, come out early.
Well, and this adds in, and we spoke about it when the show was starting at 9. Just all the great events that are coming down the pipeline in Jerseyville, and to add this component to it, it really creates a full 2 months of fun.
Yeah, we're trying to bring people into Jerseyville and help out the tax base.
Yeah, no kid. Well,
gotta help somewhere.
Well, you guys have a really great, it seems like great relationship in town where everyone tries to work together and do some really cool community events, man.
We have a good relationship with most of the bars, I should say all the bars.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not trying to, I'm not trying to take business away from them, but, we have to put something out so we could probably try to gain some little momentum in the money situation.
Well, it makes sense. And hell, here's what I'm saying. Why don't you go check out the band, and then in that hour break, go stop by one of the bars, and after the hour break's done, come right on back and enjoy more of the night.
The hour break is so we can switch bands.
That makes sense.
So you got enough time.
Yeah.
And we're also going to have a 150-50 per day.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm hoping it's going to be a pretty good chunk of change.
No kidding. I'm in. With 1,000 people?
We'll see how we're going to do.
Yeah. Now, are you going to make them keep it?
Keep what?
The other 50-50? You know how some people do that 50-50, but you can't give it back?
I don't. I mean, they could donate some back if it's a great big amount if they want to, but we'll take our half and we'll be happy.
That's cool, man. I just want to throw that out there.
I'm not one to, hey, you're supposed to donate it back just because it's a nonprofit organization. That's not the purpose. You paid your money to take the money. Take it.
I will see you this Saturday. Who did your flyer?
That was. You would have to ask that.
Oh no, it's cooler than hell. That's why I'm asking because it looks great.
Gosh, I could advertise for them. Julia's Graphics.
Really cool. Just wanted to give them a shout out.
They're right there in Jerseyville. Yeah, they've done all our graphics.
Man.
They do a great job. So they're doing all the banners.
This is awesome.
So we'll see how things go.
When did you? How long did it take to put this all together?
I started a year ago.
Oh my gosh!
Because I had to get the polka band. If you don't get them a year in advance, you're not going to have them.
Well, I mean, especially during this time period too.
That it was like 6 months ago. We signed contracts with the other two bands. You just have to. It's just you know you can't. You have to go out early.
Well, you have to
your
put the work in,
entertainment, or else you're not going to have any.
You're right.
So.
What's the any other events coming down the pipeline you want to fill us in on, or any special things happen at the Legion?
Not really. Just you know, if you're a ex-military, come out and get to know everybody out there and kind of shoot the bull with your fellow military people. 100%. But we have like I said, we're open to the public. We have people come in every day or every couple of days that are pretty regulars.
Yeah.
They're not military, but they appreciate being out there. It's pretty quiet and pretty cheap.
There you go. There you go. And you have a chance, as always, to make hi to or honestly get the lion and wildlife roaring a little bit.
There you go.
Then you could have a really good day if you're betting $4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dwayne, it was a really great pleasure talking with you. Best of luck with this event, and come back when you have more news.
All right. Thank you much.
10:24, a little bit of change on this Tuesday morning. Quick break. We'll come back with the Growth Association next.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Plenty of car dealers, plenty of options for people to choose from. What's your formula for success, right?
Number one, you got to have a good bank, you have a good team, and you got to have loyal customers. It takes all three of those in order to make something work.
In a town like the size of ours, a good relationship with our customers is very important. You want them to know this is a place to come, just like you guys want people to know Carrollton Bank's a place to come.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I. Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Good, my guy. Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Libby Coombs. Libby was a math major who graduated from Lewis and Clark in 2010. She's a math teacher and the girls golf coach at Edwardsville High School. She even has her LC diploma in her classroom and always tells her students how life-changing Lewis and Clark was for her.
I'm Libby Coombs, and I'm a trailblazer.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Well, somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looked like a girlfriend that I had in February of last year. It's not confidential, I've got potential. Ready, let's roll on to something new. Taking its toll and I'm leaving without you.
Welcome back. Man, that kind of died right there on the vine. Welcome back to our daily show on this Tuesday morning. Great to talk with Dwayne over there and learn more about Strassenfest. And just before we, let's do this. Before we talk with the Growth Association, and get more on the LeadHERship conference that's already sold out and more, let me give you just a little bit of a staff report on what we know. This is just a news brief, and we'll make sure that we get right back into the Growth Association. But this is a news brief. This is a follow-up on a report that was made on August the 12th. Law enforcement did respond to a burglary alarm at a pharmacy in the 100th block of South County Road in Hardin, Calhoun County. Okay. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office did receive notification at approximately 9:42 p.m. and arrived promptly at the scene. Witnesses at the location did report seeing a suspect climb out of the pharmacy window and flee on foot. Officers from the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, with assistance from the Illinois Conservation Police, did conduct a thorough investigation and search throughout the night, but were unable to locate that suspect. However, Chief Deputy Zach Hardin processed the crime scene and led an investigation that did confirm the suspect's identity through multiple eyewitness accounts. And on the 18th of August, the Calhoun County State's Attorney's Office did issue an arrest warrant for Tyler Buckingham, 24 years of age, of Bethalto, charging him with burglary. Buckingham was apprehended by the Alton Police Department on August 23rd, and along with the outstanding warrant from Calhoun County, he was charged with additional charges related to separate offenses in Alton. Subsequently, on August the 25th, the Calhoun County State's Attorney's Office did file further charges against Buckingham, including unlawful possession of methamphetamine, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia stemming from an unrelated drug investigation by the Sheriff's Office. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office expressed gratitude to the citizens who assisted the investigation, as well as the Illinois Conservation Police and Alton Police for their support. We'll keep you updated when more details emerge. We'll take that break, and we'll come back with the RBGA, the RiverBend Growth Association. Debbie and Steph will be joining us via phone, and we'll be learning more about the LeadHERship Conference and much more after this on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Love is what I got, it's within my reach, and the subplot style's still straight from Long Beach. It all comes back to you, you're bound to get what you deserve. Try and test that, you're bound to get served. Love's what I got, don't start a riot. You feel it when the dance gets
Welcome back.
hot.
Daily Show on a Tuesday. Back in with the RiverBend Growth Association. We got Deb and Steph joining us on the line now. Debbie and Steph, how are we today? And really just a congratulations to you. A sold-out LeadHERship Seminar set for the 19th.
Yes. Thank you.
This is exciting. Congratulations. And it really is such an, I hate to say the word easy sell, but just such a great event that really empowers so many people.
Yes, agreed. 200's always been our goal for ladies in the room, and we beat it, or we got there about a week ago, so we're very happy. We hate to turn people away, though.
Well, absolutely. And, you know, how long has the LeadHERship seminar been going on now?
I think this is about our 25th year.
It's incredible. And now this is really cool for the folks that maybe are just wanting a little bit more information. Callie Irwin, who is just fantastic, just right, organizing, Lori Hopkins, Be Just Me Consulting, and then Brittany McCready, who is the clinical manager of outpatient services and of Centerstone. She's been on the show before. Really a great lineup.
Yes, yes. Well, we're very pleased to get those ladies, and we listened to our guests from last year, and we added even more. And we're having some activity facilitators this year, which will be about more like 10-minute activities rather than hearing the speaker for 20 minutes.
That's fantastic. And, you know, take me through how this seminar gets developed each and every year. I'm sure it's one of those things now where it's a machine because of how well the event runs, but I'm sure it takes quite a long time to get the speakers set up and to get this whole day planned.
Yes, this is Stephanie. We actually start planning 12 months in advance. So once we close the books on the 19th, we will start our committee back up. And the main focus is finding those speakers, the right fit, the right conversation needs to be had. And that's the hardest part. And you know, this year it just kind of flowed. It was amazing how it all just kind of seemed to come together. And then to see the numbers that we're wanting to see, it's like, wow. And we're questioning what have we done different? And there are many things that we have implemented that are different over the years. For instance, we're bringing tables back in to the auditorium to where people can network and actually, you know, eat their food at a table. That was one of the things our attendees in the years past, since moving it to Enjoy Church, they had wanted those networking opportunities back. So we're doing it.
Well, I just think it's incredible. And, you know, we can't really get the public to get any more tickets because we're at max capacity. But what do you guys hope, and this is a question to both of you, Debbie and Steph, what do you hope the audience takes away from this seminar the most on the 19th?
Both professional growth and personal. I mean, we do try to keep it, you know, topics that they can take back to their workplace and share with others who maybe didn't get to come to the seminar. But it all kind of flows together. I mean, Callie Irwin, who's speaking on decluttering for clarity, you know, she's a person who goes in and organizes your house, but which it affects your work life.
Right.
I mean, if you don't start your day off right, if you're thinking about it all day, that I don't want to go home and make dinner because my kitchen's a nightmare. I mean, it really does all go together. She'll have some tips for, work life and personal life.
Yeah. Well, and I think that that's a really good note to make too, that, sometimes I think whenever we think of seminars and professional summits, we think about that, the office hours of life, the work life, but also just like you said, tying that back in, you can't have, the most successful day if you're worried about the cluttered up mess at home or, our mental health and self-care items too, that you're having Brittany talking about as well. As what Lori's going to be discussing, which is, driving that continuous improvement. And before we hit pause on the LeadHERship portion of today's conversation, I'm sure that even though it's not officially the 19th or the 20th, next year's already getting thought about.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Now, are you already looking at prospective speakers, or does that come later on down the pipeline?
Well, we are always looking for speakers. And we would love people just to approach us and say, hey, have you thought about this person? We have this as a fundraiser. So as far as a speaker stipend, we really rely on those that are wanting to volunteer and do this out of the goodness of their heart, just to give back to the community. And we have been very fortunate to find some great speakers and facilitators that are wanting to do that because they know that it's good to give back to your community because your community is going to give back to you. And basically, they're going to be on this stage and people are going to be talking about it and they'll get potential clientele out of this. So it's a win-win for everyone.
Well, and it's an experience really of a lifetime for folks who don't really do that very often and maybe take that chance too. And that's a great note. And also, while I have you, we're getting ready for some awards.
Yes.
Fill me in.
Yeah. This is, I think, our 5th year of incorporating an awards portion to the event, and we opened up nominations to not only our membership but to the public to nominate a deserving woman. And I should have counted 1, 2, 3. We have 9 deserving. They could all win, of course, but we did pick a winner, and that will be secret until the event. But our nominees this year are Cynthia Ellis, Senator Erica Harris, Trish Holmes, Darlene Ladd, Stephanie Scheffel, Stephanie Schrage, Denise Sparks, Molly Tolan, and Vanetta Wadlow.
Wow.
So we will recognize them at the event. And present that empowerment award to one of those ladies.
It's incredible. And I love the fact that you've opened up that awards process. And now I know that we're past the nomination period and all of that, but how are they nominated? Was there a set category or a set criteria, or was it based on who we felt really just deserved some recognition?
Our nomination form asked for, probably had about 4 or 5 questions. Why are they deserving? What, possibly did they do at work to empower others in the office? Were they promoted in the last year because of their contributions? So we have a small committee that looks those over, and picks their favorite, and like I said, we'll announce it on the 19th.
I love it. Well, I know that we got to get moving here in a couple of seconds here, but is there anything else coming down the pipeline you'd love to fill our audience in on right now?
Well, before we do that, I just want to thank we're very fortunate that we have lots of sponsors of this event, which makes it affordable for individuals to attend this event. Our title sponsor this year is Co-Plastics, a women-owned business. And I'm not going to read them all because there's close to 20, but we have 8 Empower sponsors. We have a lunch sponsor. We have a lanyard sponsor. We have networking sponsor, and we have Inspire sponsors. And then we're going to have 14 vendors that will have tables set up at the event.
That's fantastic. Well, and you know what? That is a great point to make too, because it really does show just the support, not only of this event and of the association, but also just the support that area folks have with one another, for great things like this and initiatives. And thanks for recognizing that. And just as we're wrapping up here, is there anything else coming down the pipeline we can fill our audience in on today?
Well, we just started another school year with our Young Adults Committee.
I love it.
I know you are very familiar with our RiverBend CEO. This is our Young Adults Committee, which is 20 students from 5 local high schools, our member high schools. We take 2 juniors, 2 seniors, and we just had our first meeting. It was just a meet and greet lunch, just to kind of have an icebreaker and get to know the students. But I say this every year. I really think this is going to be a phenomenal year. We've got some great seniors that are coming back, and they all have their own way of, communicating and leadership. And, we're just trying to mentor them so that when they go off, either it be in the workforce or go off to university, that, they can network properly. They can make that, ask of someone, a simple handshake with eye contact. Just the fear. I mean, we as adults still have the butterflies in our stomachs when we go to an event that we're not familiar with. So this is just kind of giving these students a leg up on, those peers that, those peers that haven't had that experience.
Absolutely. And, I'm glad you made note of that as well, because it's really each and every year just a group of incredible students. And it's great to see the connection there from the Growth Association to that next generation of folks who are hopefully staying right here in the 618. And I really appreciate both of your time today, Debbie and Steph. And before I let you go, any final thoughts, or did we hit all the points for now?
I think for now we're good.
Well, thank you all so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday.
Thank you. Thanks, DJ.
We'll take a quick break. More Daily Show next. Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Plenty of car dealers, plenty of options for people to choose from. What's your formula for success, right?
Number one, you got to have a good bank, you got to have a good team, and you got to have loyal customers. It takes all 3 of those in order to make something work.
Yeah. In a town like the size of ours, a good relationship with our customers is very important. You want them to know this is a place to come, just like you guys want people to know Carrollton Bank's a place to come.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Good, my guy. Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Libby Coombs. Libby was a math major who graduated from Lewis and Clark in 2010. She's a math teacher and the girls golf coach at Edwardsville High School. She even has her LC diploma in her classroom and always tells her students how life-changing Lewis and Clark was for her.
I'm Libby Coombs, and I'm a trailblazer.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Sorry, I didn't get to get my yell off on the air. That's about it for all of us today. I got to go to the North Alton Godfrey Business Council meeting. Enjoy your Tuesday, but most importantly, try your best to stay out of jail.